Yes, I'd like to start by welcoming you all to this press conference to present the preliminary statement.
We found that the legislation for referendums in Turkey is focused on elections and limited in terms of covering specific aspects of a referendum process. While we noted that the Supreme Board of Elections adopted regulations and instructions to address some aspects of the process, the legal framework still remained inadequate for the holding of a generally democratic referendum. In the campaign period, provincial governors used state of emergency powers to restrict freedom of assembly and expression, and emergency decrees that amended referendum-related legislation exceeded on 2 occasions the exigencies of the state of emergency. These were not subject to appeal. It is important to note the 18 amendments proposed changes to 72 articles of the Constitution, but were voted on as a single package, which is contrary to international good practice for referenda, because voters did not have the opportunity to make a choice about each of the distinct features featured in the amendments. None of the proposed amendments featured on the ballot or in the polling station, and there was no question on the ballot. Voters simply were asked to vote for yes or no. Further, the state took no steps to ensure that voters were provided with impartial information on the amendments and their impact, limiting voters' ability to make an informed choice. As we noted, the technical aspects of the referendum were generally well administered by the 4 levels of electoral bodies. However, the work of the electoral boards lacked transparency. Board sessions were closed for public and the observers, and only a limited number of Supreme Electoral Board decisions were published. The recent dismissals and suspensions of judges and prosecutors that continued during the referendum period had an impact on the independence of the judiciary. Those who had to flee their residence in the provinces affected by security threats and ongoing security operations last year faced difficulties with their registration, and the International Referendum Observation Mission observers were informed that some of them were not able to vote. Our team observed the misuse of administrative resources and the obstruction of efforts by parties and civil society organizations supporting the No campaign.
If you do have a question, to please raise your hand. Yes, and we'll have a microphone box you.